Okay, let's dive right in. We're going to talk about a huge shift in your website traffic. Seriously, it's a change that could make your current conversion strategy totally obsolete. And it's all because AI and search is creating this brand new type of visitor, one that honestly, you've got to be ready for.
So let me just ask you this straight up. Is your website still built for total beginners? I mean, really think about it. Go look at your top landing pages. Are they designed to hold the hand of someone who knows absolutely nothing about your topic?
Because, well, here's the new reality. Your visitors aren't beginners anymore. They're just not. The days of people landing on your site with a completely blank slate, yeah, those are pretty much over. And if you're still talking to them like they are, you are leaving a huge opportunity on the table.
All right, so here's our game plan. First, we'll look at this new search reality. Then we'll meet the new post-AI searcher. After that, we'll talk about why you need to stop educating and start conversing. Then we'll get into a practical playbook, and finally, wrap up with the big shift your website needs to make. Let's do it.
Okay, so Section 1, a new search reality. First things first, what's actually causing this massive change? Well, it all comes down to a new feature in search results that, we're all starting to see.
Yup, I'm talking about Google's AI overviews. Before a user even thinks about clicking your link, Google's already given them a neat little summary. It's got the basic definitions, the top-level tips, all the standard stuff. What this means is your website is no longer their first stop for information. It's the second or maybe even the third.
And this simple change creates a totally new kind of visitor. They're already informed, they're way further down the funnel, and we need a name for them, right? So let's meet the post-AIO searcher.
So what exactly is a post-AIO searcher? It's pretty simple. It's anyone who clicks on your website after they've already read that AI summary. Think about that for a second. They didn't click to learn what is this thing. They clicked because the AI's answer just wasn't enough. They want more.
So what is this more that they want? It usually falls into one of three buckets. First, they're thinking, okay, show me the proof. The AI made a claim, and now they're on your site looking for a real case study or some hard data to back it up. Or second, they're thinking, give me the real details. The AI gave them the 101, now they need your unique expert-level take. And finally, the third bucket is just, I'm ready to go. The AI helped them make a decision, and now they're on your site ready to take action.
Okay, so if your visitor already knows the basics, and they're looking for proof, details, or a way to take action, what does that mean for your website strategy? Well, it means you need a pretty fundamental change in how you approach them.
And this quote from Jeff Beyer really just nails it. Your job is to continue the conversation they have already started with an AI. Think about that. Your job isn't to start the conversation from scratch anymore. The AI did the intro. You're the expert they bring in to close the deal, to provide the depth and the credibility that an AI just can't.
Okay, so theory is great, but now let's get super practical. How do you actually do this? How do you implement this conversational approach to CRO? Let's get into the playbook.
We're going to break this down into 4 key tactics. 1, start with a strong premise. 2, lead with strong evidence. 3, make your calls to action feel like a logical next step. And 4, structure your whole page for a skeptical scanner. Let's dig in.
First up, tactic 1. Let's talk headlines. The old way, the beginner way, was a headline like, a guide to CRO, right? Super basic. The new, conversational headline assumes they already know that. It's something like, advanced CRO strategies the AI is missing. See the difference? It immediately tells them, hey, you're in the right place, we're going deeper than the summary you just read.
All right, tactic 2 is all about proof and leading with it fast. You have to remember, this new visitor is skeptical. That AI summary could have pulled info from anywhere, good or bad. So you have like seconds to establish your credibility. That means putting your best proof right up at the top of the page, above the fold.
And I'm not talking about some 20-page white paper they have to download. No way. This has to be quick, digestible proof. We're talking a short case study video, a really compelling client testimonial, a simple chart that shows a clear result, or even just a row of client logos they recognize. Fast trust builders.
Okay, tactic number 3, your calls to action. They need an upgrade too. A generic button like book a demo just feels, well, generic and kind of abrupt. Instead, you want to make it feel like the natural next step in the conversation you're already having. So book a demo becomes let's discuss your funnel. It's way more collaborative and it speaks their language.
And the final tactic, number 4, is all about structure. This visitor is a scanner. They want depth, but they're not going to read every single word.
They're hunting for the good stuff. So take all that basic 101 level info and tuck it away in those little expandable accordion sections. Create custom visuals for your unique processes. Stuff an AI can't just spit out. And for sure, bold your most important insights and data points. Make them impossible to miss.
All right, so let's zoom out and look at the big picture here, because what we're talking about isn't just tweaking a headline or two. This all adds up to a major strategic shift for your entire website.
Here's the fundamental shift. The old model? Your website was basically a generic encyclopedia trying to cover everything. The new model? You have to be the specialist. Your website's job is now to offer a consultative, expert-level conversation that delivers value the AI can't even touch.
I absolutely love this way of thinking about it. The AI gives the lecture notes. You provide the masterclass. Just let that sink in. Let Google's AI handle the boring basics. Your website is where people come for the real masterclass, the deep insights, the unique data, the expert point of view.
So what's your action plan? What can you do, like, today? It's simple. Step 1, audit your top landing pages. Just ask, is this for a beginner or an expert? Step 2, don't get overwhelmed. Just pick one key page and apply this conversational framework to it. And step 3, track the right things. Don't just look at conversions. Look at engagement metrics like scroll depth and time on page. See if you're actually holding their attention.
Look, at the end of the day, the traffic that's now landing on your site is smarter and has higher intent than ever before. That's a good thing. So the real question you have to ask yourself is this. When they show up looking for that expert, is your website ready to give them the master class?